Hey, ladies and gentlemen, YouTube world, especially the YouTube anime manga community. This is the Unexpected Wonder, and I know I said it in one of my most recent Magi reviews. I believe it was 61 through 65. That I would be doing this overview. I should say overview of Holyland the manga soon. For about a week I've been debating whether I'm going to be doing this or not, and here's why. I mean, y'all, I loved this series. Like, it's one of the greatest stories you'll ever read. No lie, one of the greatest stories you'll ever read. I'm not even lying to y'all when I say that. I'm very critical in things, and I'm telling y'all, Holy Land the manga is one of the greatest stories you'll ever read. That being said, I had a problem trying to go over this because it is so epic. Like, there's so much, so in depth that I don't want to leave things out. Okay, so I'm gonna try my best on this. I'm gonna try my best. Now, Holy Land the manga. I did an initial response. I think it was a chapter 1 response. Reaction. Co-provider got me on this series, yo. I told the phone 999 about this series. You gotta read this. I think I told one of my best friends about this one. Good friends, whatever. Yo, this series, man. If you want a realistic series, this is the series to go to. It deals with issues of bullying. It deals with gangs. Now, I'll get to gangs in a second. It deals with teenage problems and what teenagers go through. It's current, yo. Now with the gangs, the downfall, arguably the only flaw I have, I'll get this out of the way. The only flaw I see in Holyland is gangs didn't really go at each other. Like, Seda High did not go against Daisawa, for example. Okay, that's two schools, but you just read the series and you'll understand that it's not really about the schools. It's about gangs out on the street. See, what Holyland, it's the night streets, they call it. These teenagers, these high school students are in the tough side of the city at night. That should already tell you what's about to go down. This series revolves around street fighting, but it's not what you think. Like I usually say, it's about the laws of the streets and its principles. There's certain characters that hold down the principles of the streets. Okay, one-on-one fighting, which I'm totally about loyalty, about strength. Strength actually matters in this world, unlike in childhood a lot of times, and in adulthood, where strength, it's a dicey game. There's a lot of politics played, and in childhood we're taught be subdued. No, in the teenage world, this, the young adult world, strength does matter. Strength matters a hell of a lot. If you, especially as a dude, this is a seinen manga, which means it hits toward the 18 to 30-year-old group. It's not like shonen. Let me tell you, man, for any dude who especially done been through life struggles, this is that kind of thing, man. If you've ever this ain't like Drake started from the bottom, now I'm here. No. If you've been a social outcast, this is the series, man. A social reject. If you've been lonely, you've been fighting through depression, suicide, attempted suicide, it has all that. You've had to fight to survive, yo. This is that kind of series for you, man. Yo, Kamishiro Yu, the main protagonist. Here's the beauty of the series. It's a dual protagonist. Possibly even you can have a third protagonist, and I'll explain. Kamishiro Yu, he's obviously the main protagonist. He was this small. He's small. He's small. He's very shy. He's an introvert. He's been bullied throughout middle school. He skipped much of school, and then he enters high school, and he thought things would change. No. So he went out to the streets to find something, and he gets attacked. In the meantime, when he kind of skipped school back in middle school, he learned how to fight. So there's that. Kamishiro Yu, he becomes the ultimate Street Fighter, y'all. The ultimate, like, he has a natural thing, but he has the ability to absorb one time. He can see something one time and absorb it. You know, he fights for survival. Then he fights for himself, like self-fulfillment. Then fighting becomes a way of life. Not in a bad way. It becomes, you can say, quote unquote, his religion. He even said at one point that his fist is God. You have to read the series to understand why his fist powers his God. You got to understand. I mean, I don't agree with them, so to say, but he's been through roller coaster of emotions. You know, it's a true buildings role model. I can relate to a lot of it because I've been through a lot of what he went through, and so he's a very relatable character. Like I say, yo, this dude, he will amaze you. And here's the thing: he loses too. He loses often, actually. Not too often. He wins most of his fights. He gains a rep, just the Thug Hunter. Oh man, Gang Hunter. Gang Hunter bots. Like, he goes by a couple different names. He becomes legend at the end. But read this series. I ain't spoiling nothing. Just read it. Read Kamishiro Yu and you see his development. It becomes very addicting. Like, it just sucks you in. You get sucked into the world. Now, the dual protagonist I mentioned, Aizawa Masaki, the charisma of the streets. He's a street king alongside Kamishiro Yu. Aizawa is a couple years older. Pretty much he fills an older brother role. It develops into that with Yu. Him and Yu become tight, man. Like, and they have a very their paths quite parallel. Different, not totally parallel, but parallel in a lot of ways. You got to read the series. He's calm. He's confident most of the time. I'm talking about Masaki here. One second. He is very analytical and he is very knowledgeable about fighting. I mean, this dude's IQ is off the Richter. He understands the greater world. He's a couple years older than you, so it's understandable. Now, moving on to other characters. The possible third of the trio of main protagonists is Midori Kawa Shogo-kun. Best friends with Yu, but starts off as an antagonist and plays the antagonist role much of the series. Kind of sort of a Vegeta thing, but not really. It's different. It's just a different kind of thing. He's like, it's a rivalry. It's a rivalry with Yu. It's so dynamic. Shogo fulfills a lot of roles. He deals with a lot of insecurities along with all of these dudes. All the streets, it's a bunch of insecurities he deals with, but you got to respect his drive, man. He comes through so many obstacles. They all do, but he really comes through a lot of obstacles, and there's a reason why he is the way he is. And then let's get with the supporting cast. Shin Chan, Kamishiro's main dude, who always is there with him. You want to talk about loyalty, this dude, he's connected with everybody. He's well liked. There's the charisma. You get Aizawa Mai. I don't even want to really too much talk about her because I don't want to spoil, but Aizawa Mai, she's Aizawa Masaki's little sister, and she, like, oh my goodness, her positive vibe, like, she holds everyone down. Like, this chick goes hard. She's a ride or die chick. And then Tsuchiya-san. Tsuchiya, he's quite interesting. He's a very friendly, he's a level-headed, he's a happy guy. He's very level-headed. Him and Aizawa develop a great relationship. He teaches you, he kind of helps you mature very much so. Then we have and here's the thing about you. He makes old opponents, most of them, become allies and friends. It's kind of on some Luffy stuff. I mean, you have Taka was my dude. But I'll get back. You have Iwado, you know, he helped you advance. You have Shogo was one. Aizawa at one point. Aizawa Masaki. Taka. Oh, I wish we could have seen that. And then another thing, there's a personal thing I wish we could have seen Taka more. Let's see, Kato, he never vibed with you. The Aizo, I forget his name, the karate dude, he didn't vibe. He was a one-time dude. Yoshido somewhat vibe with you. Who's the boxer dude? Dang it, I can't remember his name. Anyways, most folks vibe. You got rep. Like, he fought for his rep. Literally, he fought for his rep. You know, he didn't intentionally go there, but you know, his rep. Once he got his rep as the thug hunter, like, he couldn't shake it, so he had to become it. Like, that showed so much about life. Like, I saw so much about, like, it helped explain so much about teenage life. Like, I knew some things, but it, like, opened my eyes to a lot of things this series did. Yo, Koji Mora, this dude, like, he made a gem of a series, man. It's a masterpiece. It's up there with One Piece. It really is up there with One Piece, and we talking about manga. Up there with Dragon Ball. All the legends. You know, it's up there. It just is up there. You cannot deny the beautiful art. Every chapter. I can't say this pretty much. Magi kind of say this about. It does have its slow chapters. It's getting to that point I'm reading. But yo, Holyland, no slow chapters. Everything just solid. Just solid to the point of epicness. There was no bad, just no bad in this. 182 chapters of pure awesome. And I gotta say, on the last point of this overview, Oh yes, a couple points I have to add. 3 points and I'll end this video. 3 points. Number one, I love the versatility that Morai used with the amount of different fighting styles and techniques that you encounter. I mean, boxing. You had boxing, karate, boxing and judo. A lot of these were adapted to the street, and he showed it was like an instruction manual. Also, I've never seen a series where the author, instructs so much as well as shows action. He explained fighting, and a lot of it you already think about. A lot I didn't even know. I'm like, dang. Like I said, getting back, there was boxing, judo, karate. What are some of the other ones? I'm trying to think. Kendo, kickboxing, wrestling, Kempo, MMA, mixed martial arts. So that was everything. The only thing I would have liked is Kung Fu. That's the only other one that I would have liked to throw in. Pretty much everything else, it covered the basics. Second point, the artwork. The artwork in this series, it was, I've said it before, gritty. It fit the atmosphere. It was spot on, like stuff that you would skip on, like the expansion, even like this seemingly insignificant, like the landscape was described so explicitly, like so what's the word I'm looking for? Like detailed, very vivid. We got very vivid of the city, of just how it was, man. And the character development. I gotta add this one. The character development. There was very few static characters. Very few. Okay. Characters you go to love. Villain. There was pretty much, I consider, Kato kind of was a villain, but the real villain, King, at the end of the series, yeah. you know. And oh, minding on King, last point, drugs. It even dealt with the issue of drugs, man. Just so overall, I recommend this to anybody and everybody. Now, if you ain't a fan of, you know, certain explicit language, understand. But most manga has it. Just being real. If you ain't a fan of some, it didn't show too much blood. Sex wasn't. And here's the thing. With it being teenagers, I gotta add, sex really wasn't a focus very much. It really wasn't a focus at all in the series, which was beautiful, you know. And I think that's partly because of the character that Morai picked, you wasn't really about that. He was about other issues. So overall, yo, teenage, like, this epitomized teenage years right here, man. This series, it's probably gonna, right now I gotta read more manga, but definitely number 2, right after One Piece, barely after One Piece. And that's all I have for y'all. This is The Unexpected Wonder. Like, comment, subscribe, tell me y'all thoughts, please, ladies and gentlemen. Please check this series out. Yo, I don't even care if you're not a manga reader, check this series out. Check it out. And for those who don't understand what manga is pretty much Japanese comics. Sort of Japanese comics. Alright, y'all. I don't want to keep y'all. Have a beautiful day, beautiful night. Peace.